man. Let's go ahead and recap Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers, man. It was a big game. We talked about it last week. We were
Yes,
super
sir.
excited. And then the game happened. Jimmy G obviously got hurt for the season in that game. There was a lot of ebb and flows. There was a lot of highs and lows. That game was really good, and then it just got away from the Dolphins, man. So, Rod, take me through your experience watching that game as a Dolphins fan, bro. The floor is yours, my guy.
Well, Herb, I guess the way I'll split it up is I'll talk about what frustrated me, and then I'll talk about what disappointed me. The frustrating part of the game, Herbie, was watching it real time, and I'll get to watching the film right after. But watching it real time, it was just like I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, damn, Tua, you got jet lag or some shit, nigga. Like, what's going on? Like, bro, he was sailing guys, he was throwing behind guys, he was throwing in the dirt. And the thing about it, Herb, is just based on how he's played this year, you know, I hadn't seen him play that bad. And it wasn't like, and I don't want to hear people, there are people who will tell you, like, oh, the offensive line was playing bad. He was pressured on 27% of his dropbacks. You can't blame the line for that. Bosa got some sacks, obviously, but he wasn't being pressured all game. And when you watch the tape, you could see that there were plenty of times he had a clean pocket. He was just missing guys. He was just inaccurate. So that was frustrating to watch, Herbie, because when you look, especially when you look at the tape, and I don't want to down the 49ers, Herb, before I say what I'm about to say, because at the end of the day, we all know the 49ers are a great team. And part of what makes them a great team is the fact that they have a really great player on almost every unit except quarterback. You go running backs, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, secondary. There's at least one guy. Secondary, Hufanga. Linebackers, Fred Warner. Offensive line, Trent Williams. They got talent all over their team. So obviously they're a really good team. But Herbie, you put on the film of that game, and it's like, and Chris Sims, who's been super critical of Tua, but he loves McDaniel's offense, he even said it, which was, I mean, it tells the story. He goes, bro, the Dolphins exposed the 49ers defense. Herbie, if Tua just played his regular game, because all the throws he was missing were throws he's hit all year. If Tua plays his regular, Tyreek had 9 receptions for 146 yards. Tyreek could have had like 12 catches for 250. Like the way he was getting open, there were plenty. Like guys were getting open on every play. Like the person I feel the worst for, Herbie, watching that game is Mike McDaniel, because he schemed up a masterpiece, dog. And all he needed was for his quarterback to execute. And listen, after the game, people say things and you find out certain things, whatever. But at the end of the day, Tua played badly. You know what I mean? Long term, is it something I'm worried about? No. Everybody has a bad game, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Facts.
not looking at it
Facts.
like I'm not looking at it like, oh fuck, like the talking heads, like the Colin Cowards of the world and the Nick Wrights of the world. They talk so badly about Tua before the season. They couldn't wait for this game.
Yeah,
They
but they were
couldn't wait.
invested. They were invested. So, like
Yeah,
Nick Wright can have moments where he's not as biased and he can be objective. But the irony of him and his opposition to Tua, because if you go back to first things first, and you know me, I've been watching that shit since the beginning, since it
he was
started.
pro Tua at first,
He
dog.
was super pro Tua.
He was
He
pro
thought
Tua.
Tua was the best quarterback in that draft class. He said that it would be a mistake if the Bengals drafted Tua, and that's coming off of his hip surgery. He said it would be a mistake. He used to reference Trent Dilfer on national television, saying that, and I'm paraphrasing here, where Trent Dilfer would say, Joe Burrow is like a very nice car, but Tua is a Maserati. It's just different. He used to say that. So he was the biggest Tua guy, and then he completely flipped. So I'll take more credence with him. Cowherd, bro. Cowherd is just doing it for money, bro. He's in it for
Oh
money,
yeah,
bro.
he
He's in
knows how
it.
to play the crowd, Herbie. He
Yeah,
knows how to play
absolutely,
the crowd. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, this is just for money for him, bro. So I don't take anything he does with a grain of salt, right? Even if I do, but even though I do believe he thinks Justin Herbert is better, he's doing it. He's doing it because there's financial incentive to do it, right? Now, I will say this though, I do think for whatever reason, and everybody has a bad game. Josh Allen, who was locked to be the MVP, had a terrible 3 game stretch, bro. So I'm not here to argue that. However, this was a game that it was odd because, like you said, there was no reason for Tua to have a bad game
he pissed
other
off.
than the pressure of the moment must have gotten to him, and then he started pressing, right? Because after he threw that, I want to say after he threw a pick,
The
I was
second one.
like, the first one. No, after he threw the first one,
Oh,
I immediately thought to the moment that you said, which is one of our most popular videos on YouTube right now on our channel, which is when Tua throws a pick, he gets better. I was expecting him to turn up. And then he threw another pick and fumbled, and the game was over, bro. Like it was a wrap. Dog.
I will say this. I will say this. After he threw the first interception, I don't fault him as much. He should have took the sack, in my opinion. But Jeff Wilson
Which has
falls
been a
down.
common problem though, Rod. That's been a common problem. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got better,
I
but
thought he
his
was kind of over
instincts
that.
took over. He got better at it. He knew it was like, all right, live to fight another down, but his instincts took over, bro. Which is why he
Right.
kept getting hurt, and that happened again, bro. But go on, go
Yeah.
on. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you good, man. No, it was just look, the first interception, Jeff Wilson fell. He tried to make something happen when he shouldn't have, and the rest is history. The second pick he threw though, oof, man, like talk about off target. Like bro, and it's funny because McDaniel drew up that play to try to get him in the rhythm somehow because he was so off, and he threw a pick on that play. Now after that, the very next drive, we marched downfield. He hits Tyreek for a 45-yard touchdown, and then we threatened to score to end the game. So he ended up playing better after the second pick, but it wasn't enough. He made too many mistakes. The game, you know how those games go. Sometimes those games just snowball.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
just
mean?
snowballs. They get away from you. There's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing
But
you can do about that.
it is what it is. It's on to the next one. I do want to speak just lightly on what disappointed me though. 'Cause watching Tua frustrated me because I know he's better than that, and he just didn't have it. Bad day at the office. The defense disappointed the hell out of me, Herbie, because Jimmy G goes down, and they plug in Mr. Irrelevant. Herbie, he was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. He was one pick away from being undrafted.
So that means he
And
was 277.
yes, yes,
That's
Herbie.
rough. That's rough.
They put in Brock Purdy, and the nigga looks like, and I know I can't say, I guess I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure he's not better than Jimmy G, dog. So this nigga comes in without taking any snaps from the first team, and he's able to. And granted, look, I know the 49ers. They got McCaffrey, and they got Deebo Samuel, who Herbie. It's fun to watch Deebo when he's not playing your team.
Absolutely.
I hated watching this nigga, bro. We could have
Absolutely.
tackled this nigga to save our lives, dog.
You couldn't. You
And
couldn't.
like, it was just one of those games. George Kittle catching key third down. He didn't have a big game, but all his catches were meaningful. It was just watching that game, like watching the defense, like drove me crazy. And moving forward,
But to
man,
that though, it wasn't just a complete breakdown. Like there was a times where like you guys sent the blitz, like you were trying to get him off of his rocker, and he made 2 or 3 throws, and that's all it takes with this team, bro. Like he literally that third down that he made, where it was, I think it was a zero blitz. Everybody came, and he made a throw to Deebo Samuel, bro. He made it. That was literally a great play. Just because it's Brock Purdy doesn't stop it from being a great play. Because if
no fact.
Patrick Mahomes made that same exact play, it would have been on YouTube and ESPN and Fox Sports and all of that the entire season, bro. Like the entire week. So he made the play to beat y'all as well as your defense not doing enough or whatever. So it was 50-50. That play was 90-10. Like that was a great play. That was Tom Brady-esque. Not
No,
saying Brock Purdy is Tom Brady by any measure at all. However, he did what he had to do in that moment.
no, he did, bro. What that exact play you mentioned, Herbie? I went crazy, dog. Because I was just like, damn, what the fuck did we get Bradley Chubb for? And I know what happened to Bradley Chubb. I know what happened to Bradley Chubb. Trent Williams said, nigga, you ain't getting nowhere near this nigga. So, I don't want to. The problem with our defense this season, Herbie, is that they've been super inconsistent. Right at home, I think we average like the defense allows like 16 points a game at home, and on the road we allow like 30 points a game. Like for whatever
That's rough.
reason, when we play in another team's stadium, we can't count on them, dog.
That's
And
rough, man.
it's just moving forward. Like I've been trying to trust our defense because anybody who's been watching the Dolphins for a long time, like the defense since Dan Marino retired has been the backbone of any team we've had that's been good. So this year has been a weird script reversal where the offense has actually carried the team, and it's just I keep wanting to believe that our defense is going to turn it around, and it's just cold, bro.
I mean, so all right, so you have another opportunity this Sunday, right? This game was flexed, right? And let's go
I
ahead
just
and
want to say one
transition.
more thing, Herbie.
Go
I
ahead,
just
go
want
ahead,
to
go
say
ahead,
one
go
more
ahead,
thing.
go ahead. Go. That's fine.
for all the football coaching fans who like watching coaching rants, I say this about the 49ers, Herbie, from the great words of Denny Green. They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
I don't know, man. You can't say you let a team off the hook with Brock Purdy as their quarterback, bro. They didn't even have their starter quarterback, bro. I can't let that one slide, bro. I'm
No, I
sorry,
say
bro.
they let them off the hook because we could have dropped 40 on them in my quarterback discussion.
This is true. This is true. But again, your quarterback has an opportunity to redeem himself. You know what I'm saying? And it's ironic because we wouldn't be saying that at the beginning of the year, but football is not it's not for long. What have you done for me lately? And lately, it's been interesting to see the dynamic, the conversation, the narrative change around both quarterbacks in this upcoming matchup, man. So let's go ahead and I gotta stop forgetting to do the little recap thing, bro. Damn, dog. All right,
Oh, to
so
put the
boom. Yeah, man. I forget to put the ticker, dog. All right, not forgetting this time, man. Topic number two: Chargers, Dolphins. The Dolphins will be going to Los Angeles. Fuck it. I don't care. It's the San Diego Chargers to the day I die, bro. I could be 100 years old, bro. I don't give a shit. It is the San
San
Diego
Angeles.
motherfucker, the San Angeles Chargers, bro. So, topic number two, man. Dolphins Chargers preview, man. Rod, how
Sir.
do you feel about this game? How do you feel about going into it? Um, we could save the Tua Herbert debate for our QB report cards. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is going to be very passionate and very impassioned. So let's just strictly keep it to the game itself, man. How do you feel about the matchup? Where do you feel like you guys could execute? Where you feel like you guys could take advantage? Because these guys just lost to the fucking Raiders, bro. Like I don't know what to make of the fucking Chargers, bro. Jekyll and Hyde is. I don't know what to make of these guys, bro. I've never seen a team with more talent squandered than the San Diego Chargers, bro. Like, say what you want about the Packers, and this is a foreshadowing. They executed twice. They got two Super Bowls out of this shit, bro.
Right.
These motherfuckers have had Dan Fouts, Phillip Rivers, and now Justin Herbert, bro, and they can't get out of their way, bro. It's incredible,
It's
bro. But
bro, it's astonishing, dog.
it's astonishing. But let's focus and keep it on the game, man. So your preview of the game, man. Go ahead, my guy.
All right. I mean, going into this game, Herb, first of all, I think we have an opportunity to have a really epic game on Sunday Night Football. Because at the end of the day, both teams are in a place where they really have to win. Like it's you never really have to win at this point in the season, but when you think about the landscape of the season, the Chargers are 6-6. They lose this game, the Raiders win this game, they're tied. So it's just like the Chargers trying to somehow make the playoffs. I feel like this is a game where they're going to play a pretty damn good game. And on the other end, the Dolphins, okay, losing one game. I expected us to lose one, maybe two of these games on this road trip, but we already lost one already. And we have the Chargers, and then we go to Buffalo in the freezing cold. They're saying the forecast of that game is saying it's going to be a snowy Saturday, Herbie. Snowy Saturday night. So at the end of the day, man, this is a game that the Dolphins really kind of have to have. And at the end of the day, the Chargers defense this season, when you factor in the injuries and just some disappointments from certain players, the Chargers defense ranks 28th in the NFL. They've had trouble stopping the run. So I think this is a game where the offense can kind of get back on their feet, and I'm expecting them to respond. Tua, regardless of what people think about Tua, in my opinion, he's one of the more resilient players. Though all the crap he's had to deal with, that nigga's a resilient player, and he knows knows that he effed that game up. So I think our offense is gonna and the Chargers at the end of the day, they don't have much of a pass rush. I think their pass rush is like ranked fourth last. Like you know what I mean? They're not a team that you have to really worry about their defense this season. But I do think I don't think we're gonna mold these teams. I think this is a game when you consider the quarterback matchup that I think Justin Herbert and Tua are gonna have a shootout. I think it's gonna be a game where they trade blows back and forth because I've just lost trust in our defense, dog. I just lost trust in our defense. Like I thought our defense could have it. If you couldn't stop Brock Purdy, I'm not expecting you to stop Justin Herbert. And if you're not gonna stop Justin
Listen,
Herbert,
man, you don't have Bradley Chubb, Javon Holland, X, aka Xavier Howard. They don't have to stop Justin Herbert. You want to know who's going to stop Justin Herbert, bro? Joe Lombardi and Brandon Staley, bro. They're going to do half the work for you, dog. You don't got to do shit, bro. Like you don't got to do nothing, bro. All you got to do is play your defense, bro. Just do what y'all been doing, bro. Joe Lombardi is going to play all bad against Justin Herbert anyway, bro. So you're good, bro. Like, bro, I was watching a play.
Oh shit.
I was on the Ringer, and I'm a big fan of Ben Slolak, right? And he has a recurring segment called the Play Sheet, and he was breaking down all the failures of the Chargers right now, bro. Justin Herbert made Justin Herbert made filet mignon, bro, out of horse shit, bro. They had two slow ass receivers running into the same spot. He completed a pass that he had no business completing, bro. Now, granted, Justin Herbert has his faults. I'm not gonna excuse Justin Herbert for his shortcomings, especially this season, because he's had multiple moments of falling short. But man, oh man, Joe Lombardi is
You're
doing a
not helping
master
him at
class.
all.
Joe
You're not
Lombardi, this
helping.
is his masterpiece, bro. This is his Picasso. This is his Leonardo DiCaprio. This is his Martin Scorsese. This is everything, bro. This is E.T. This is all the greatest artistic works we've ever seen. That's what Joe Lombardi is doing, man. So, before we go ahead and go to break, go ahead and give me your prediction, and go ahead and let me know what you expect out of both teams. Starting with that, and you can go ahead and give your prediction. So, what do you expect out of both teams?
So
Starting with the Chargers, I want to know what you're going to get from the Chargers and how you're going to combat that, and how do you figure what the keys to victory are going to be.
well, when it comes to the Chargers, I mean, at the end of the day, when you factor in the one thing about the Chargers, Herb, is that they're like a snake bitten franchise. Like they always like there's not a season I can remember where niggas don't get hurt. Like people always get hurt on the Chargers, so their only really option here, the option they're gonna have because they're not. I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball well because we've stopped the run pretty well this season. So I'm thinking that this is gonna be a game where Justin Herbert is just gonna have to pull a rabbit out of his hat like he's done all season, and I do believe the Dolphins will be able to answer that bell. Because at the end of the day, the Chargers to me they don't have it. They can't stop the run. And if they can't stop the run against our offense, they're not going to be able to stop anything. So I do believe this is going to be a game where teams trade drives. I think there's going to be some lead changes. I think it's going to make for an exciting game. If I were to give a final score to the game, I would say I say we beat the Chargers 38-34 in a thriller on Sunday Night Football between two young and upcoming quarterbacks, even though their situations are a bit different. But I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, Herb. I don't know if Brandon Staley stays another year, bro. I think they give him the boot, bro, because there's no.
Yeah, he has to get the boot. He has to get the boot because he is the defensive quote unquote mastermind, and your defense sucks, bro. What are you there for, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what are
Right.
you there for, man? So, you said 38-34.
Yes, sir. Dolphins win.
I don't trust the Chargers offense to put up that many points. So I'm gonna go. The defense is not that great. They don't like to tackle. This might be a rut, in my opinion, bro. So I actually, especially off of Tua not having a good game and him wanting to make a statement against Justin Herbert with everything coming into it, all the stuff that he's had to hear for the past 2 years about Justin Herbert compared to him, I see
Yeah.
this going to be like 37, like 21, bro. This might get ugly for the Chargers, bro. So that's my prediction, man. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go to break, and then we're gonna come back with the rest of the show, man. So see you very soon. See